31. Falling into Wonderland. My body levitated out of my soul, bumped against the ceiling, and bounced off the edges of the room, dragging my eyes by the heels of my breath. It jumped right back, sizzling in small tremors and shocks, leaving my eyes stuck at the back of my head and my lungs gasping for air. It couldn't be true. The words on my laptop screen froze, locked in a glacial grip, as if the ice ages themselves had descended upon my digital world. And then, like Scrat's elusive acorn, my reality was shattered. A tiny, seemingly insignificant seed that cracked my earth in two, unleashing an avalanche of emotions. The message was simple yet seismic. Surprise! Good news! Found your birth mother. The hourglass's sand hung suspended, crystallizing a fleeting moment. Then Mother Earth spun my room into a dizzying whirlpool, pulling me down my inner Alice's rabbit hole. Before me materialized the Cheshire Cat's mischievous grin, his eyes twinkling as he asked, "Which way will you go, dear one?" The path behind me dissolved, leaving only the thrill of my rebirth and the promise of a profound metamorphosis. I gasped, I choked, I shattered, wailing, shaking, trembling. At 7:25 p.m. on Tuesday, 22 August 2017, I sat on my bed, laptop open, checking my emails one last time. The day had been a therapeutic journey as I'd finally sorted and found homes for the last of my mom's belongings. This closure brought me a deep sense of accomplishment and peace, like tying the final knot on a carefully woven tapestry. With that weight lifted, I felt ready to welcome whatever lay ahead. But as I scanned my inbox, my heart sank. Martie Boyce's name stared back at me, and dread crept in, anticipating another inquiry about my prolonged silence since January. Instead, I read, "Hello, Elmarie. You must be surprised to hear from me. I had closed your file because I haven't heard from you. I have good news for you. I have found your birth mother. Due to the sensitivity of this matter, kindly phone me on this mobile number." I dialed the number, my fingers trembling with anticipation. Within mere minutes, I heard her voice at the other end of the phone. She sounded just as elated and excited as I was, or so I thought. In reality, I was a shivering, shaking, crying, laughing, emotional mess. She revealed that what she was about to share was a rare occurrence, happening only twice before in her decades-long career as a social worker. Both parties searching for each other simultaneously. And then came the revelation. I had a half-sister named Albie who had connected with Martie and was eager to meet me. Martie didn't have much else to share. She explained that Albie had phoned her and was asked to send an email with all the particulars she had about her mother and adopted older sister. Shortly thereafter, the email arrived, containing the name Marenda Koch and the birth date 31 March 1966. Martie immediately recognized the match due to the unusual spelling of Marenda. However, she emphasized that despite this, she meticulously verified the information in both files to ensure accuracy. With reunions like these, she said, mistakes can be devastating, and I wanted to prevent that. She couldn't give me any information about my birth mother or the rest of the family, explaining that she first needed to ask if I'd be interested in connecting with Albie. I wanted to laugh hysterically. What a stupid question. These people just never learn. Yet, this time, I didn't feel like slinging profanities at Martie. I wanted to kiss and hug her and buy her a bunch of blood-red roses. She promised to speak with Albie the next day and would follow up with me afterward to discuss our next steps. I ended the call, speechless. The convergence of everything, family constellations, my letter to my birth mother, TRE, womb sounds, and the full moon dream, felt like arrows shot from the quiver of divinity, piercing my heart with the precision and potency of Cupid on steroids. Did I sleep that night? Oh no! The womb sounds, usually a soothing balm, offered no respite. I didn't sleep a wink. My inner Alice was now turbocharged, bubbling over with excitement about the bright future ahead. "Curiouser and curiouser," cried Alice. She was so much surprised that, for the moment, she quite forgot how to speak good English. And that's exactly how I felt, like I was falling down the rabbit hole into a world of wonder and discovery.